associate needed in Tacoma, Washington. It's Paul, Dr. Nacho with Dentist Job Connect. I'm here with Dr. Arvin and Jamie, and they need to bond together with a dentist, dental pun intended. So thrilled to have you guys on Dentist Job Connect. To apply to their job, you can go to dentistjobconnect.com. But I'd first like you guys to share, where are you sitting and why are you looking for an associate?
Well, we're in Tacoma, Washington, currently sitting in our consult room. I'm Dr. Petrie. This is Jamie. She's my director of operations and right-hand partner. I don't know how many hats you wear on a daily basis. So why are we looking for an associate?
Well, we want to talk about where we're located. So we're in Tacoma, Washington. We're in a great area. So anyone thinking to relocate to would be a perfect place to relocate. Why do we want an associate?
Yeah, I want to hear your answer before I tell you my answer.
I can't whip him any harder than I already am. He's a top 1% earner, general dentist,
awesome.
but he specializes in a lot of different areas, and we are maxed out on time and how much we can make. We really want to focus on some core things here like ortho, and we need an associate to help us out, to come in to take a lot of load off of Dr. Petrie and get in and dig in and do some work and be an operator.
Yeah. So you don't like it when you can't get someone in for your traditional scheduler of patients. You don't like when you have to tell them they can't get in for 8 weeks for something, right?
Yeah,
yes.
And that it's a hard part, especially in the hygiene world. Our hygiene department is solid. We're very heavy period based, 60 to 70%. Hygiene schedules booked out several months in advance. My schedule personally is booked out 2 months in advance. We've been 10 years in practice now, just celebrated a big 10-year anniversary. That was an awesome event. We did almost $150,000 dental day on our 10-year.
That's awesome.
That was a record breaker for us. But we've really spent the last 10 years creating a culture, creating a vibe practice. I mean, I think we're one of the best practices in the South Sound. I have my best team I've assembled in 10 years. But again, I can't run 5,500 RPM on this 8-cylinder. Going day in, day out. And I built this up really well. And it's really been that time where I want to bring somebody on board and really start to mentorship and give an opportunity that I would have freaking killed for back when I was a 29-year-old guy out of school, out of Pitt, buying up a $1 million practice and just going to town, no business sense. I want to be able to give that kind of benevolence and guidance over.
I love
that can come in and take off some of this load, and I can help teach them what I know.
Like my wife, you wish you could clone Dr. Petrie, but until that's invented, you're going to have to go with an associate. Wish 2 of them were there at all times. That's what my wife says frequently. The only thing better than you would just be 2 of you, Paul. Just joking. Never once said that about me. I'm a lot to handle. It's like being around a friendly tornado at all times. But so I love this where, I love this why. But we know as dentists, we need details about the details. We need to know the probing depth of 15 distal when we work on a number 30. We're not normal, Dr. Petrie. We're not normal. So we need details to move forward. What procedures do you expect this associate to do most of the time? Fundamental restorative, especially. Tell us about the what they're going to be doing.
The type of person I really see this kind of practice as an operator, somebody who's able to come on fairly comfortably and start with quadrant general dentistry. We're talking the fillings, we're talking basic bridge work, basic crown work. If they're open to endo and basic surgery, like these are things that I would love to get some help with. Affiliation with pediatrics and really affiliation with relationship. That's the whole premise.
Yeah.
Ortho digital stuff, that's okay if they don't know that just yet. I'm happy to train and teach on that. Obviously, we're a very digital office with a digital workflow. So the creation will come from our team, not just me, to help the individual.
So they'll be able to do fundamental restorative procedures and have the opportunity to learn with you, under you, mentored by you on what I call specialty toppings to keep the nacho theme going. So core fundamental chips with some specialty toppings. I like it. Now, when did you graduate from dental school? 2012?
No, 2010.
2010. Okay. So dental school pricing just continues to go up. Why? Nobody knows. Okay. My dental school, I was just there the other day, 3 times as much 20 years later. No one really knows why, but it has an impact on new dentists, not just financially, but also emotionally, right? You woke up every day and you had $620,000 in school debt. You would think, I got to get a job where I feel confident about what I'm earning. So just talk to us. I know you're looking for someone 2 to 3 days a week. Just talk us through how they'll be compensated in your practice.
we'll do a daily minimum. You know, as I was an associate years back, I knew that was really important for me to know that no matter what my schedule was, I was going to make a paycheck that day. So we're going to do a daily minimum sort of $800. I'm gearing towards 80%, or excuse me, 30%. 80% would be killer.
Yeah.
30% of adjusted gross production for the procedures that the doc will be doing. We'll have some CE credits put in there in terms of compensation for that. And then we're going to really tailor some more boutique stuff on top of that in terms of medical, dental, vision, 401k, depending if they're going to be, you know, full-time or part-time.
And I would like to share, I mean, because I'm trying to educate our community as well. It's reasonable for an associate who has a busy day to produce $5,000 in your practice. Would that be something that's reasonable?
I would say it's reasonable, yes.
And that's, you know, $1,500. You have the $800 guarantee. I really admire you and applaud you for that. I always think it's kind of odd when dentists say, eat what you kill. We're hunting PPO class 2s. The associate doesn't always have control over who comes in. I also think, you know, I think you remember this early in your career, you know, associate dentists are sometimes they're seeing new patients. Sometimes they're seeing people who haven't been in the practice for a long time. Sometimes they're seeing people who don't have relationships with them. So it's unfair, I believe, to make them solely responsible for the outcome of their schedule. So I love that you have this guarantee so they can feel like, hey, I'm going to go to work and be able to pay my rent. So I love what you've shared so far about your why, your where, your what, your how. But this is what I share too. Dentists are people too. Not everyone believes that. We kind of think dentists are like our teachers that slept in the back of the classroom. I think people think we just live in the operatory. We pop up ready for your crown, but we have real lives too. So let's say someone does relocate there, like what you had said there, Jamie, and they say, hey, this fits with my dental life, right? I like being mentored. I get this. I want to be part of this practice. But when everybody goes home, you know, some people go home to families, some people go to their couch. Both sound very relaxing, by the way. Okay, I got a family, which is awesome, but it's also exhausting. So whatever they do when they go home, though, they have to do something outside the operatory. So if you were moving to that area, what are some fun things to do? What would you do with your outside the office time, your real non-dental times, to share that with our community?
Well, one amazing thing is we're well traveled and we have been so many different places, and every single time we come back to Washington, we're just in awe of how beautiful Washington State is.
That's great.
If a person comes here and they're an outdoorsman or like anything out, I mean anything, we have all 4 seasons in Washington. Cool. You can be to the west side of the state and have, you know, of course we're in Seattle, so we have the rain, and then in the summer the sun. Or you can go to the east side of the state too in the wintertime, and there's snow skiing, there's snowmobiling. If they're a hiker, there are a million hikes in Washington they can do. They love to see waterfalls. There's a place in Tacoma, not far from the office, called Ruston Way. It's right along Pacific Ocean. There's miles of restaurants and fun family things to do. So anything that they'd want to do is here in Washington State, but primarily if you're an outdoors person, we are, and we love all of it. We love boating, hiking, and you have all 4 seasons here to do that.
Yeah, I love that. Just really quickly.
Oh, go ahead.
You said Grey's Anatomy and 50 Shades of Grey. Wonderful job of highlighting Seattle. Seattle is like sister city. You know, we're an hour from downtown. You know, Northwest is just a player's paradise in terms of like, there's so much to do. You know, I don't know many other areas in the country where you have multi-seasons from winter, summer activities, but it's snowmobiling, you know, wave runners. I'm a boater guy. I boat a lot. I motorcycle. It's the one thing I'll complain about is the season's too small. But the Northwest is beautiful. There's so much to do out there. It's so varied. And you're right. It's clean. Cost of living in Tacoma is actually pretty good. You know,
that's great.
West Coast
I encourage you to do this. If you have, I brought one of my best friends here, my phone. So pick up your phone next time you're out and take a cool video of one of those great places and put it on your Job Connect ad, because, you know, I say it's just as important to bring someone to work with you that aligned with their real life as much as their dental life, because dentistry can be a very stressful profession. It's very intense, can be awesome, but you need to be able to unwind, you need to be able to have a fulfilling life outside the operatory. And I love what you shared there. Well, people can text Tacoma to 215-798-9897. They can go on dentistjobconnect.com to apply for this awesome position. So grateful for you guys supporting us, and we're going to go out there in our community and find you an associate. Thanks so much, guys.
All right.
Thank you.